deep in the heart of an untouched wilderness, where morning mist clung to ancient trees and bird songs echoed through valleys that had never known human footsteps. There lived a young forest ranger whose job was to protect this pristine land from those who would harm it. Every day brought new challenges: illegal hunters, careless campers, and developers who saw only profit where others saw sacred beauty. But nothing could have prepared the ranger for the discovery that would change everything. It began with an old map found in the ranger station's dusty archives, drawn by the first explorer to venture into these remote mountains over a century ago. The faded ink showed a waterfall marked with strange symbols and the cryptic note, "Where water sings its ancient song, the earth reveals what has been hidden long." The ranger had walked past this particular waterfall hundreds of times, never noticing anything unusual about it except its breathtaking beauty. A crystal cascade tumbling 50 feet down moss-covered rocks into a pool so clear it seemed like liquid glass. The discovery happened entirely by accident. During a routine patrol after a heavy storm, the ranger noticed that the waterfall's flow had shifted, revealing a narrow opening behind the cascading water that had never been visible before. The cave entrance was just wide enough for one person to squeeze through, hidden for generations behind the natural curtain of falling water. With nothing but a flashlight and an insatiable curiosity about this protected wilderness, the ranger decided to investigate. The cave stretched back much farther than expected, its walls covered in formations that sparkled like diamonds in the flashlight's beam. But the real wonder lay deeper inside. A vast underground chamber, illuminated by shafts of sunlight, filtering through cracks in the ceiling high above. And there, growing in the heart of this hidden sanctuary, was something that took the breath away. An entire underground forest flourished in this secret place, filled with plants and trees that existed nowhere else on Earth. These weren't ordinary plants. Some had leaves that glowed with their own inner light, casting gentle rainbows across the cavern walls. Others bore fruits that seemed to pulse with life energy, and flowers that changed colors as the light shifted throughout the day. A small stream ran through the center of this underground paradise, its water so pure it seemed to sing as it flowed over smooth stones worn by centuries of gentle current. This was the treasure the old map had promised. Not gold or jewels, but a living ecosystem that had evolved in complete isolation, creating beauty beyond imagination. The ranger spent hours exploring this hidden world, documenting species that science had never catalogued, and marveling at how life had found a way to thrive in this secret chamber. But with the wonder came a terrible realization. This discovery could either be protected or destroyed, depending on who learned about it. Developers would see dollar signs in the rare plants. Collectors would want to harvest the unique specimens. And even well-meaning scientists might disturb the delicate balance that had taken centuries to establish. As days passed and the ranger returned again and again to study this underground treasure, patterns began to emerge. The ecosystem wasn't just surviving, it was actively contributing to the health of the entire forest above. The underground stream connected to springs that fed the surrounding wilderness, and the unique plants were somehow purifying water and enriching soil throughout the region. This hidden garden was the heart that kept the entire forest alive and thriving. The moral dilemma grew heavier with each visit. Government regulations required reporting significant discoveries, especially new species that might have scientific or medical value. But the ranger had seen too many pristine places destroyed by human interference, even when the intentions were good. The cave's entrance was naturally hidden most of the time. Only unusual weather conditions had revealed it temporarily. Perhaps it was meant to remain secret, protected by its own natural defenses. The decision came when illegal loggers were spotted near the waterfall's base, scouting the area for valuable timber. They were getting too close to discovering what lay behind the cascade, and their motives were purely destructive. The ranger realized that protecting this treasure would require more than just keeping it secret. It would demand active guardianship and clever misdirection. Working with trusted colleagues who shared a deep commitment to conservation, the ranger developed a protection plan that was both simple and ingenious. Official reports mentioned finding some interesting geological formations behind the waterfall, but described them as unstable and potentially dangerous. True enough to discourage casual exploration, vague enough to avoid attracting scientific expeditions. Meanwhile, the area around the waterfall was quietly designated as a critical watershed zone, making it illegal to disturb the natural environment in any way. The treasure remained hidden, known only to a select few who understood that some discoveries are too precious to share with the world at large. The ranger continued regular patrols, now with the additional purpose of ensuring the cave's secret entrance remained concealed and undisturbed. On quiet evenings, when the forest was bathed in golden sunset light, the ranger would sit by the waterfall and listen to its eternal song, knowing that behind that curtain of water lay one of Earth's most beautiful secrets. Years passed, and the forest thrived under this protective care. The underground ecosystem continued its work of nurturing the wilderness above, its pure water feeding streams and springs throughout the region. Wildlife flourished. Rare bird species returned to nest in the ancient trees, and the entire area became a model of successful conservation. Visitors from around the world came to admire this pristine wilderness, never suspecting that its true heart lay hidden behind a waterfall's curtain. The ranger eventually retired, but trained a successor in the art of protective secrecy, passing down not just maps and patrol routes, but the sacred responsibility of guarding nature's most precious gifts. The waterfall's hidden treasure remained safe, its beauty unmarred by human interference, its ecosystem intact and thriving in the darkness where sunlight painted rainbows and water sang lullabies to plants that glowed like stars.